crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Hey guys, BigSquareRoadRunner.com. It is a big weekend before a big week. We start September. September to remember. I've been talking about that for a while. We got the 20th anniversary of September 11th. Jenny and I we did quite a bit of discussion about what's headed our way. Right around the September 11th timeframe, she drew some cards. Check this. This is on the private road. It's a two-part series that I posted late last night and early this morning. First one is Prepare for Chaos. Right around September 11th, we do a reading on what the hell's going on. Clearly, something's going on. We all know it. We can feel it. It's not just Afghanistan. It's something's going on in the financial markets. And part two is we crack open the woo-woo. We talk about generals, Patton and MacArthur, what their role is still today and back then. Light and dark, good and bad, it's all there. Yamashita's gold, unbelievable story. We draw cards on that. And then Jenny was talking about who rules us, who rules all of us right now. I call her she who must be obeyed. This is the top of the pyramid, at least in the human form. Of course, we have ETs involved, and we have spirits involved, and gods involved, and everybody's involved in this. It's a huge transition for mankind. But really exciting time to be alive, in my opinion. We got crazy weather coming. I'm sure we're going to have massive earthquakes and fires, and everything's going to happen now and for a while. Just hang on to your hats. Remember, you came here for a reason, and this is the reason. You're living through it. The lockdown of America with this idiotic pandemic is just beyond belief. But hey, I'm not allowed to talk about that on YouTube. So go to the private road, and we do discuss stuff like that. All right. Anybody, if you're new to cryptos and you hear anybody saying, oh, they're going to shut down cryptocurrencies, or cryptocurrencies will be banned, or your cryptos will be hacked, or any of the other completely uninformed opinions about what's happening to cryptocurrencies, just blow it off. You're going to learn to blow it off over the years. I've been listening to it 8-9 years now. It's been a long time. I was saying it in the beginning because I was a gold bug who didn't understand what cryptocurrencies were and the concept of digital scarcity, the concept of no third-party risk, the concept of a form of currency we can use in the future, in outer space. You can't use gold and silver in outer space. You can use silver to help, and gold to help in tiny, tiny forms to help shield and conduct electricity, but no, you cannot use them as money in space, and we just got smarter. That's the reality. If we're gonna use money, I don't think we will use money for eternity. It's a very crude form of storing wealth, storing your output, and it's full of manipulation and inequalities, all kinds of problems with money and currency. But at the same time, we don't have replicators yet. They might be coming in the future, like 50 years down the line. And if you have replicators, you don't need the basic necessities of food and water, and you can just punch it into your replicator, and out comes your cheeseburger. But we don't have that yet. If you want to know what that looks like, go on to like Star Trek episodes and check that out. We can say theoretically it is possible. They are making atoms from energy already. All it takes then from that, from there to ending up with a cheeseburger is how to organize it all and how to take energy and turn it into the kind of molecules you need to construct the molecular equivalent of a cheeseburger. So whatever's possible, we can do ultimately. I don't think it's going to happen in the next 40 years, maybe 50 years. I mean, it's really an outgrowth of the printer. We went from mimeographs back in the day to computers to high speed to printing to copying to printing to high speed printing, and now we got you can print a house. I've seen it on the internet where they program in what all the functions of this house will be, and they put a machine out, and it's a CNC type of thing that pumps cement in around. It just goes around in a circle, and they build a house. So all this stuff is possible. It's just 3D printing is happening right now, and 10 years ago, 15 years ago, we would have said, no way, that'll never happen. So yes, replicators are in our future, but I think they're quite a ways off. And once we get replicators, most likely we won't have a need for money, at least the type of money that we're talking about right now. But until then, we will. And the only people who understand cryptocurrencies and have a good argument against other people saying, oh, no, cryptos are ridiculous, they're not gold and silver, they're not. And they're so much better as money than gold and silver. Nobody can tell me the scarcity of either, by the way, of gold and silver. As a matter of fact, with gold, I have found at least a couple million tons more than the 200,000 tons that Jeffrey Christian and the mainstream will tell you. And I think there's a lot more. There's probably 10 million tons that are available of gold. And remember, it's all about scarcity. It goes back to the Road to Ruta comics. So, yes, Bitcoin will be 21 million. Yes, there will be other coins, just like there's other metals. There's silver, there's sterling silver, there's gold, there's all kinds of different metals, just like there's all kinds of different cryptos. What's the best one? What's better, pure silver or sterling silver? Well, sterling silver would be better. What's better, Bitcoin or Bitcoin gold? Clearly, Bitcoin would be better. 21 million coins, that's it. And all the other reasons. So keep that in mind every time, because you're going to hear it on the media, because they want you to sell. Who's buying? The criminal bankers and those who control our lives right now, because they know that's the future. Remember when Jamie Dimon said he'd fire anybody that traded in Bitcoin, and the price of Bitcoin dropped, and we found out that his traders in Europe were buying Bitcoin on the drop. Did he go to jail for that? No. Careful who you listen to. Cryptos are here to stay. They are the future of money. Silver is obviously here to stay. Silver has been manipulated for 170 years. That's the bump that is going to be closed down very soon. The big shorts in gold are increasing their short right now. The big shorts in silver are massively decreasing. They're trying to get out by the end of September. And Jenny and I talk about that as well. All right, this is what happened yesterday. Yesterday was the last day of the trading month before the September deliveries. This is why we saw this insane movement down from 2360, that little flash crash, and then a boom. These are smaller scales. It's not a boom when you look at the overall price graph, but it's a boom as far as spoofing people out of their positions. Yes, they are still spoofing. And it's many of the same players. Tell me when Virtu Financial gets pulled out and strung up and their traders go on trial for spoofing. If you want to know who does this massive amount of spoofing, JP Morgan did a lot, but Virtu Financial did a hell of a lot more. That's their job. And it's unfortunate that our regulators are either too stupid, which many of them are, especially at the CFTC right now, or too corrupt and in on the con. Christian Carlo was in on the con. I think he was a good guy. I think he was working with Trump and he was going to try to do good things. He came and went pretty quick. The main thing he did was manipulate the price of cryptocurrencies down from the 2017, 2018 highs. And he admitted it. He admitted it on stage. He admitted it in front of everybody. That at the head of the CFTC, the regulatory body, purposefully and intentfully got together with Donald Trump, Steve Mnuchin, Greg Cohen, and Jerome Powell. I think Jerome was the guy at the time. And artificially slammed down the price of cryptocurrencies. Now, I can make the same argument that they were artificially high by using Tether. Absolutely, they were. That's the problem we are in now. Is when this crash happens, we're not getting another price of silver and gold and cryptocurrencies, because when the banks fail, just one of the too big to fail banks fail, that's over. Those exchanges are shut down. You won't know the price, but you will know what you have in your own possession. So important right now to have silver in your own possession. If you, for some insane reason, you have an affinity to gold, keep it in your own possession. And then, of course, all cryptocurrencies should be on your own wallet. Nobody else. Nobody else. Just think, if all your doors are shut one day and your power goes off and everything is shut down, what do you have? That's what we're going to come down to. And those people who are a little slow when it comes down, what happens if they shut down the internet? About cryptocurrencies, let me tell you, your gold and silver will be worth zero. And as soon as the internet comes back on, your cryptos are in the exact same place they were. The blockchains haven't changed around the world. Just because you shut off the power, they'll come right back on. If the internet goes down forever, we're pretty much all dead. Because the internet is absolutely necessary for the delivery of food and water and power and the continuance of nuclear power plants. If every nuclear power plant lost power, it would pretty much, each one would melt down and the world would be destroyed. That's how scary that is. So you better not, because in that world, what will your gold and silver be worth? Zero. We won't even be here if all the nuclear power plants break down. So the internet is here to stay, and it will always be a part of our life. It was an invention that was made, and you can't unmake an invention like that. It's like you cannot unmake the wheel after the wheel was made. So that's where we are. I would like to point out what happened yesterday, that big slam down. You'll see it was on huge volume. Over 630 million electronic ounces of silver were dumped onto the market to the same players that picked it up. 99% of these trades are banks trading back and forth to each other. I've shown it a million times. The gold and silver market on the COMEX is actually tiny. It's a tiny, tiny market with just a handful of players that are allowed to play. Just a handful. Those are the market riggers. Those are the ones that control all prices. That's how inflation stays in hand, is because they can rig the price of all commodities that go into the goods that we have. And what happens when they rig it too much and you can't get your hands on it? We have shortages just like we're having right now. We have shortages of everything. Amy and I just ordered a couch. And they said, oh, yeah, it'll be ready in December. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, let's get this one off the floor model. And she's like, no, that's not the one I want. That's not how she sounded. But you get my drift. Let's see what's going on right here. I thought they'd take off 10,000 contracts. They took off 8. Again, we were just at 100,000 contracts, and this is the game they play. Now, this is all about how much silver is left for delivery. So they have their one cheat day on Monday, which this will get whittled down farther. But right now, it's 13,000 contracts, which is, let's do the math, times 5,000, 65 million ounces. They don't have that. So they're going to have to whittle it down. My guess is another 8,000 or so contracts, which will put it at 25 million ounces, down to 5,000 contracts. Can JP Morgan come up with 25 million ounces of physical to deliver to the same guys that they lease silver to? Probably, yeah. But we'll see. I think it will be the lowest of the entire year. And all that means is that there's less and less and less physical silver available for delivery. Now remember, at any time during the September delivery month, one of the good guys or 20 of them can go in and say, okay, I want X amount of silver, physical silver. I'm buying a contract and I'm standing for delivery immediately, and it has to be delivered by the end of the month. That's part of the rules. Now they'll have to do it in a few different entities because you can't do it all at once. I think there's a $10 million limit, or 10 million ounce limit. But if they had the money, which they have unlimited money, both the good guys and the bad guys, more of the good guys have unlimited money. But the bad guys can create derivatives out of thin air, as we've seen. And I mean, we give the bad guys, the banksters, the ability to print money out of thin air. So money's not really an issue in this battle. The amount of physical silver left is an issue. So I expect on Monday we're going to see another one of these posts minus 8,000, which would put us at 5,000 contracts. 5 times it's 25 million ounces would be the smallest, but it's still painful for JP Morgan and friends because there's not a lot of physical out there. If they can find 25 million ounces to deliver, good on them. Good on them. It'll definitely come out of the JP Morgan customer inventory. Keep an eye on that. I expect over 80% of all the deliveries to come out of JP Morgan starting on Tuesday. Tuesday or Wednesday. That's where we are. Anyway, that's an update for you. Again, join the private road. Get the Jenny Moonstone readings. They will change your life. They will change your life. Go to roadrooter.com, hit subscribe today. Or if you don't have any cash, there's a free public road updates on the left. Those are the emails I send out when they kick me off of YouTube and Twitter and Patreon and all that. You'll be getting those. I also have a video I'm posting that I did with Bitcoin Ben. Bitcoin Ben has an event that I will be singing at in early August, and it is a training symposium he's throwing. There will be limited spots, but if you're a Road to Rooter member, we can get you in there, hopefully. And I'll be posting that tomorrow, probably on the private site, because we talk about things that we really can't talk about on YouTube again. Love my friend Bitcoin Ben. He's doing great work out there. So keep a lookout and join the private road. Get the Road to Rooter information. It's $2.99 for a year, and I send you this silver coin. As soon as silver hits $30, these things will not be given away for free. I don't know what we'll do with them. Probably sell them for thousands of dollars each as silver rises. Each is individually numbered too. Anyway, this is Big Square. roadrooter.com. I'll talk to you later.
Well, I grew up in the USA. I was taught that speech was free. Birmingham to Burning Man, you can speak any truth you see. Lately things have changed, they say I can't speak truth no more. And I'm just sitting here wondering who they are working for. See, they're gonna kick me off of YouTube. Unless I say 9/11's just another day. And they delete my friends on Facebook. Unless I pretend that socialism's A-okay. And they are gonna shadow ban my Twitter. Unless I tweet the chemtrails of Perrier. Finally they'll ban everything I've got to say as they kill free speech in the USA. They decide what's right, they decide what's wrong, they ban what won't conform. They sit in shadows, they run the gallows, say I must abide the norm. Without free speech we lose freedom, they cut off our free will. If I find truth that they don't like, they'll label me a shill. And then they're gonna kick me off of YouTube. Unless I say 9/11's just another day. And they delete my friends on Facebook. Unless I pretend that socialism's A-okay. And they are gonna shadow ban my Twitter. Unless I tweet the chemtrails of Perrier. Finally they'll ban everything I've got to say as they kill free speech in the USA. They're trying to kill free speech in the USA. Now wait a minute, it's not like me to give up on a fight. I'll expose their evil plans, bring their shadows into light. And I'll name names, I'll play their games, I've got them in my sight. They're trying to change the USA, I'll fight for what is right. So they can kick me off of YouTube. 9/11's all about building 7 and it ain't okay. And they can delete all my Facebook. But socialists fail every time in every single way. And they can shadow ban my Twitter. but I'm looking up at chemtrail skies each and every day. See, they have no right to ban anything I have to say, and I'll fight for free speech in the USA. I'm gonna fight for free speech in the USA. It's my right, free speech in the USA.